All right, welcome back to Anime Savants, everyone. This week, I am Your Majesty.
Oh, nice. This week I am Sid, because we back, baby.
And I was just about to say, I am the GOAT making her return, Anya Forger.
Oh.
That's my GOAT right there.
Okay, and as you all can see, Joe is back for another season preview. So y'all already know this is gonna be the fall 2023 anime preview. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So go to livechart.me, pull up fall 2023, and we just gonna run it down. We're gonna run it down. We're not gonna stop on everything. We're gonna run it down, and yeah, we will go from there. So and it's sorted by popularity. It should be sorted by popularity for everyone, like off the bat. So the very first thing is Jujutsu Kaisen. Are we watching Jujutsu Kaisen?
Hell yeah. There's no question about this.
I'm surprised.
There's no question.
There's got to be somebody like that comes out with like we need like t-shirts like free my homie Gojo type things. You know? We need those.
Right.
We need those.
No, I know actually a couple people who were very for personal reasons they never started, and once the first part of season 2 started running, it was impressed upon them how important it was for their own clout to get on top of it. And so watching people speed run
for their own clout,
but watching some folks speed run it, and especially swearing up to, I'm not gonna care if this happens, I'm not gonna care if that happens, and then certain events go down. Obviously, season 1, the Junpei stuff, and then season 2 specifically the 8 episodes we got last season. We're very affecting. So I like that the hype is up, but also that's encouraging more people to come and watch. So I think I'm in. But I don't know if there's really much to say. I mean, production's been great, and we have how many episodes? Is it 14 technically that'll be in the next season? Since we only got 10.
There are 10.
Or is it 13? Maybe it's 13.
Wait, is 10 out now? 9.
No, the next one is but I think 10 falls within this current season, right?
Yeah, there are 23 episodes, so there are 13 episodes left.
Yeah. So.
Which is like right on the money. That's like perfect. Yeah, so they're gonna end right around the same time as everyone else. All right. So that was easy. This next one should be easy too. Eminence and Shadow. Absolutely. I'm watching it.
I love it.
Like,
yeah, I'm totally there.
Excited. I'm so excited.
The trailer just looks so. Oh, this nigga! It's just such a. I don't know. Is he really? He's not usurping any tropes. He's just. Oh my god! He's just Sid. This nigga is just. Sid.
I just don't know where it's going because it's such an absurd series, and I'm not. Like, as much as I enjoyed season 1, it wasn't like after it ended, oh, okay, I gotta go read a light novel. Nothing will convince me to read a light novel at this point. But so because I don't know what's gonna happen, I think I'm genuinely just excited to be, caught off guard by weird and funny things. That's all I'm looking for.
Yes.
It's not a deep experience, or maybe it will be. I don't know.
All right. Next is Attack on Titan. The final season, the final chapters. I'm just gonna be really honest with you guys. I have not watched it since the final season, like the first part of it premiered. I watched 4 episodes, and I was like, I'm gonna catch this shit later because I know it's gonna get crazy. There's no way they're gonna wrap this up in the 12 episodes when they initially announced
it's not, right? It's 2. You're talking about when you watced it.
When I originally watched it.
Yeah. You were totally right.
Because I'm just like, bruh, they keep extending it. So I have time. I'm gonna take my time. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna end it. I think, what didn't you say, like a movie ending would probably work well?
I figured, and then now I'm looking at this final season. It's just 2 episodes that are 2 hours, so it's a movie.
Yeah, it's literally 2 1-hour episodes. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Well then, fuck it then. All right.
I guess exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
So that's the end of that then. Spy Family season 2. So actually, I got this wrong. I didn't think this was coming out until next year. I thought the movie was coming out this year, and that
Other way
season 2
around.
was gonna. Yeah.
End
So
of
this
the year, the
this
movie
shocked
comes
me.
out, and we'll get it, I guess, in another 6 months or so.
They've
So
kind of been
middle of
getting
next
better
year?
with the turnaround time. We might get
I
it
hope so.
maybe like February, March, maybe.
I would love that. That'd be amazing.
But yeah, I thought the movie was coming out and then the next season, kind of like what they're doing with like Slime and Jujutsu and shit like that. But yeah. All right, so yeah, we're all gonna be watching that. All right,
Yeah, I'm
One
definitely.
Piece.
I did want to one
go ahead.
note on Spy Family is that when season 1 aired, I remember that the chapter count was somewhere in like it might have been like the 50s or 60s, and they wound up adapting, I want to say, almost 30 chapters. And so the question for me was at what pace were they basically going to outrun the manga? And I'm not even sure the manga is all that long, and maybe in the 80s, no, probably the 90s now, if I'm thinking right.
Really?
So that was my only interest, like outside of enjoying the show, was not being particularly clear how long it was actually going to run. You know, like,
Oh yeah.
were we gonna have to wait a very, very, very long time
I think they have
before we got a
plenty
season 2?
chapters.
But
I have no
I
idea
think-
how many chapters they have.
I think it may be at chapter 90 now, maybe.
Oh.
So yeah,
Hmm.
so they seem to be like pacing okay. So we'll see. But no, I'm definitely watching it. No question about that.
Love it.
Okay. One Piece. I mean, that's I'll catch it when I catch it.
I pop in here and there. I don't
Yeah.
watch it week to week.
I
But...
catch it. Joe's watching it.
I binge it.
Oh yeah.
I'm catching up. I just finished
gonna
up
ask.
405.
You're
405 is when Kuma.
Ooh.
Boop, 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 boop,
Oh,
boop.
so you made it past Thriller Bark.
Yep.
Yo,
We
okay.
I just finished up Sambauri.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
Sabaudi Archipelago. Oh,
Yeah.
you're moving.
So how long did it take you to go from where were you, like episode 200 to where you're at right now?
Yeah,
From
he-
200 to this?
you just started like Water 7, I think, the last time we spoke or something like that.
I don't remember.
You would watch like a bunch of episodes, so that's what
But
I'm
literally,
wondering.
so it's been almost 10 months. 10 months I got all the way up to 400. So I think
Okay.
by the end of the year I'll probably get, because I know that there's a time skip.
Yes.
And the time skip, I'm pretty sure coincides with them going to the new world. I don't know, something along those lines.
You have a huge arc.
I think by the end of the year, I
before that
get
time
to the end of the time skip stuff, I think, because that's another 3 months.
Well, how many episodes are you watching a day is kind of what I'm interested in.
It's 8 a week.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Okay,
basically
yeah.
8 times 12-ish, 8 times 13.
I was thinking like 8 a
14.
day. I'll be like, oh, you on it.
Yeah, so I should be able to get through another 100 beyond 420. So
Mhm.
I'll be around 520. So I think I'll get
Okay.
close to. I don't know exactly where it is, but I think I'll be close to.
Okay, so then I have a quick question. What do
Sure.
you think? What's been the weakest arc for you so far? Outside of before they got to like the Grand Line.
Yeah, because that's easily the one.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So do I count all of like Baroque works as an arc?
Alabasta.
Yeah, I think it's two
Drum
parts, right? 'Cause
Isle,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 or an arc and a half. I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Alabasta is its own.
I don't know. I probably say there's no way it's. Or maybe it's technically Water 7, but not Ennie's Lobby. No, that's ridiculous to say.
No, I was
maybe
like,
it's-
no.
Maybe I don't know. It might just be like the very start, because like I don't think Thriller Bark's bad. People are tripping if they think fucking Thriller Bark, dude. Thriller Bark was.
Bruh, I hate Thriller
crazy.
Bark. I hate
I
Thriller Bark.
liked it. I liked
That's
it.
whack. I can't believe you just said that. It's
hate-
hilarious.
cannot
One,
stand
fucking
Thriller Bark.
funniest. Oh,
That
No,
might be
Skype
the
is
issue,
fucking
though.
great,
There's
dude.
a
I
lot
love
of
Skype.
comedy.
No, here's
a
the thing.
lot of comedy in Thriller
Thriller
Bark.
Bark, easily the funniest arc. And this is a comedy series in so many ways. Sure, there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of story, world building, blah, blah, blah. But there's so much comedy, and Thriller Bark
I wanted
destroys
them
everything
niggas to
in
move
comedy.
on. I wanted
It took
them
a
to get
while.
out. Yes,
It
was
didn't
so
take that long. It was
long,
literally
man.
like 60 episodes. It was not that bad. And literally the end of it was great.
Let's
The end of it
do
was
it.
phenomenal. No.
It is. No, the end is phenomenal. So this is the
end
points
is
I'll
great,
give Thriller
yes.
Bark.
And
The
whole
points I'll
time
give it
it's
is
funny.
that
There's
yes.
parts that are like annoying with fucking the lion face guy, him trying to like fucking molest Nami. Like that's kind of annoying. Okay. Could they have like maybe sped up a lot of the shit with like the only thing that I hated about Thriller Bark was constantly going back to Luffy fighting Moria's shadow and nothing happening.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I hated the entire time. Everything else was phenomenal. Great
There was a
comedy.
lot of time wasting.
Yes.
They could have maybe cut off 10 episodes. Sure. Fine. But I think it's better than, you know what? I don't care. It's better than Alabasta. Alabasta's fucking slow as shit. That shit should have been like 40 episodes less. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like revert now.
Okay.
I'm positive on Thriller Bark. I'm not negative on it. I think that it has two of my favorite scenes in the whole series. And the first is Usopp, like the way they tuned his sort of feat in that to be about his personality and not like just getting stronger. I thought that was I love that. And then of course the end after after Moria goes down,
amazing.
like all the stuff.
They introduced
I think
Kuma and all that stuff. Amazing.
yeah, I think those are
Absolutely
two of my, because one is a subversion of how like everything they've done with every supporting character so far to give them a moment. Only it's like Usopp like freaking out that actually like he wins. And it's comedy, but it's so different than anything else that actually ever happens with his character or any other of the crew up until even today. So I really appreciated that. And then of course like the ending. So I give it like, you know, 1 thumb up. I just wish that it was a little bit shorter. I wish, as you say, like some of the stuff with Moria himself as a character, not like he's basically in the back going she like most of the arc. You don't really know what's going on. The stuff with the zombies in the forest, I think was like probably unnecessary. Like probably. But that's about it. Like I think it was fine.
No, I refuse. I love Thriller Bark.
Okay.
And I can't even entertain. Oh, it could have been shorter. All of them could have been shorter. Every single arc.
Yeah, well that's true of
Alabasta,
everything. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not Water 7, but you know what? There's probably parts where Water 7 could have been shorter too. All of the arcs could have been shorter. Though the ones that suffer the most, Skypia, Alabasta, Thriller Bark, those do suffer more than Water 7 and Enies Lobby, but still.
Yeah, I think my two favorites as far as like conciseness is definitely Enies Lobby, but also I think Arlong Park was like just long enough. Like they hit every beat. There's a betrayal and then sort of redemption for Nami, and then the fight is very straightforward. Luffy kind of gets fridged for 4 or 5 episodes, and then he just comes back and beats ass like that. It doesn't take that long to get through it, and I really like that part. But moving on to something I'm also done with. I'm actually done with is Tate no Yusha. We get season 3.
Okay, but I keep hearing
yes, I know.
This is the one where it's the return to form.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Yeah.
I had read the manga adaptation of the light novel a long time ago, and I was so bored by the time that we get here that I had no interest in reading anymore. And I feel the exact same way about the anime, and I didn't even bother watching more than the first 3 episodes of season 2. But I don't think it's because like, oh, the story is bad or whatever other people are complaining about. It's that it's a show that has too many supporting characters that have nothing to do, that they shouldn't be in the series anymore. I think we'll wind up chatting a bit about Mushoku Tensei's finishing up next time on our next recording. But one of the things I like about that series is that the cast is gigantic, but they just get people out of frame when they're done. Like they have no more growth to do, or you don't need to see that character for a while. Whereas in Shield Hero, the entire supporting cast is always there, but there's very little for them to do once their little stories are over. And so I'm just bored. So I'm out on that one.
Okay.
what I will say about the new season of Shield Hero, when they first released that the first key image for it, the key visual, I was like, bro, this shit looks like it's gonna slap. The man all by himself in the ruins. I was like,
right,
this looks cool. But I don't know if it's gonna be good. Like, for example, like I don't even think I'm gonna like, all I do is reactions, and I don't think I'm gonna do a reaction for it on YouTube because it just I don't think it's gonna slap. I think people are kind of done with it as well.
Yeah.
It overstayed its welcome. Like it really did. And
well, season 2 is a flop.
Well, sometimes a director, when doing an adaptation, can not change the story, but just sort of the presentation a bit to make it a little less, I don't know what, just repetitive. And there was nothing to latch onto in season 2. But season 1 was not all that great either. I don't know. People really.
I like season 1. But I
the
don't think
beginning,
it was
the first 6 to 10 episodes, but like you get the direction they're going, and it's like it's not that interesting. But I don't know. That's my opinion.
I think the problem with season 1 is season 1 wrapped up, and then
true,
like,
exactly. I
have no more like revenge, like hate boner for this bitch anymore. Like,
right,
kind of done with it. I'm good. I'm satisfied. Thank you. So I don't know.
I feel like it shot its emotional load.
Yeah, blew the load too early, a little premature.
Well, right. Yeah. Like, give me a good. I mean, this is not necessarily even a criticism of the series, but like, it is so interesting how few truly great villains there are in a lot of these sort of new light novels, or like iconic villains that can power a show for a long time or a story for a long time. Like it's all, everything is now loaded into the premise. It's never like, oh, there's some really interesting back and forth that the antagonist and protagonist could have. It's just like, she betrayed him. You don't like her. The character don't like her. Can't wait to see what happens to her. And then when that's done, it's like, oh yeah, there's this whole world that's in danger. It's like, well, we're sold the world. We got sold the other stuff. So it's not going to be on my list.
And maybe that's the great thing about Mushoku Tensei is that I personally don't think we've really encountered a villain. There is no villain yet. Yeah. I don't think we've even encountered one. And it's just been phenomenal. So I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. And it's I mean, I'll be watching Shield Hero. I'll let you know if it does return to form, but I could totally see a world where it doesn't.
I can see it as one of those things where I will probably just like a Saturday, a slow Saturday, a rainy Saturday, I'll just be like, let me just watch this shit, man. It's almost over. I'm gonna watch like 8-10 episodes in the morning and be like, you know what? I don't hate it, but I'm definitely not gonna let people know I watched it. Like, I'm not gonna like talk it up. I'm gonna be like, okay, they might be doing something, but it's definitely not something that I'm rushing to basically be like, I need to be up to date to this. I will not be spoiled.
New episode just dropped. I gotta watch it.
I will not be spoiled.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Goblin Slayer 2. So I haven't watched the movie yet, but I like the first season.
See, the first season was fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. You get past the first episode, it's like, okay, I see what this is.
The first
doing.
episode was a lot. It's a fucking lot. Yeah.
The movie is like half. Only half of the movie's like new. A lot of it's recap. So
okay.
Yeah. It's
good to know.
Big chunk recap. Like I want to say like 30 to 40 minutes recap.
But you know what?
And then the rest of
I need that because I haven't watched the first season since it aired. So
I read the manga a long time ago or wherever it was at, and I'm pretty sure based on the preview that I know where this season is ending. And it's Goblin Slayer is interesting to me just because it's like the scale of it is not, or the scope of the story is not like this really big story. It's actually a pretty small tale. Like it's small number of characters, very limited motivations. It's sort of an adventure story, but sort of psychological. So I'm like, it's not attempting to do a lot, which is probably why like when the ultra violence hits or there are some quiet moments between individual characters, like, oh yeah, there's something here. Mm-hmm. I'll probably give it a watch. I don't know if it's going to rate very highly because I'm not waiting for like the next Goblin R-word scene. Like I'm not into that. And I don't think that's really the content of the second season. So some people may be a little, if that's what you wanted from this series, it's kind of not that so much.
Some people definitely do watch it for the outlandish wild things that they don't see normally. But yeah, it's solid. I'll be watching it. I don't think it's amazing, but maybe season 2 or season 3 is when it gets amazing. I don't know, but yeah,
it was, for what I remember reading, it was interesting. Again, it's a little more boiled down to a small cast sort of story. So if you're into that, then you'll have a good time. If you're not, you're like, where's my gratuitous horrible scene with some young woman? It's not going to happen. Or at least that's not the point of what they're probably doing.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Dr. Stone, New World, Second Core. For me, I like Dr. Stone, but I learned with Stone Wars that I'm just gonna marathon it. I enjoyed Stone Wars a lot more when I came back to it after it was completed, and I just did it all the way through, as opposed to watching it like episode by episode. So, and this is the second core of this. So once this is done, I'll watch all of New World all together. Is this the end?
No.
This isn't the end? Okay.
There's 1, 2, 3 to 4 more arcs after this. I read the manga, so I'm not I'm not watching this because I only have so much brain bandwidth to actually dedicate to watching stuff, and if I can take something out, it just makes everything easier for me.
And you already know what's gonna happen, so yeah.
I know what's gonna happen, and people like reactions less when the person knows what's going on. I remember more or less. Yeah. I mean, admittedly, this is an earlier arc, so I have not read this shit in like 3 years, but whatever. It also never really, I don't think it would perform well for me, so I always have to have a YouTuber brain when it comes to that stuff. And yeah, I mean, I love Dr. Stone. I love Dr. Stone, but I'm not gonna be watching it only because I read it.
Okay.
Yep, I read up till this arc in the manga, and I really enjoyed it. But because I don't know what's going to happen, I do have some interest in probably watching it rather than reading it. I'm Jordan, a lot like you. Like, I didn't watch the first half because I'm like, oh, this is something I want to see to the end. I'm not a cliffhanger-y type of person if I can get away with it. So
and they love cliffhangers, at least in the anime.
Oh, do they love their cliffhangers?
I don't know how they did it in the manga, but in the anime, it's like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, bruh.
Oh, it's aggressive. Like every other chapter ends with like some panel.
Yeah, so I was like, what the over fuck? That. I was kind of just like, bruh, man, I'm just gonna come back because it's
like literally there's a chapter towards the, I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but there's a chapter towards the end of the manga. I want to say within the last like 5 chapters that ends in like a, like you think it's going to be the most amazing, crazy, insane plot twist ever. And then you get to the next chapter and you're like, oh, no.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, okay, so that's what's going on. Like, it's still good, but it's like they literally set it up in a way that where you're like, wait, hold on. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is going on here? And it just wasn't what I thought. Dude, I went crazy with theories and stuff on that, but yeah, it just wasn't.
Okay. So next, which this already premiered. I don't think it's out on Crunchyroll and stuff like that, but it premiered in Japan already. The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy.
Is this not? So isn't this by like a porn studio?
Yes.
Passion used to do hentai.
Yeah.
But
is there anything in there that we should be interested in?
You look at the title, Demon Sword Master.
A trailer when Homegirl was in the pool of blood, and then she started having an orgasm in the blood. It was like, I was like, all right.
I just don't care. I'm done with all of these types of anime. Like, you talk about it like a any sort of magic school, I'm good. You talk about like a demon lord, I'm good. Wait, your favorite magic school though? There's regulars at one magic high school.
Please don't bring up. Don't bring up the word irregular.
No, talk about 11 Spellblades. I marathoned it and it was so good. It's not done yet, but I love it.
I don't.
Just don't bring up irregular, please.
Love. I like it, but honestly, it's kind of slowed down a lot.
It will. But, I feel like
because they found out they were getting a second season.
But yeah, this Demon Sword Master, it has too many of the key words for like basically this guy He's super overpowered.
Yes.
Probably reincarnated here from another point in time where maybe he was the demon lord, or maybe he was the hero, or maybe he wants to be one of those things, and now he's got this super powerful ability, or more likely, a demon sword.
Oh,
He's going to be able to defeat whatever, and he's going to get a bunch of girls, all the waifus. All of them are very childlike, or at least one or two of them will be. And there's going to be a harem, and it's all the same thing. They're always the same. I don't care. Add a little bit of whatever this little one has a little flavor of. Oh, instead of him having a magical ability, it's a demon sword. Cool.
Right.
You did something different. It's the same. I'm done.
Oh, there's some sci-fi. They use some nicer special effects here and there. You know, the little blood. It's incel bait.
Joe, you've been overexposed. I'm sorry.
I watched too many of them that are all the same thing, with just like, they're like, oh no, but instead of oregano, we're gonna put a little thyme. Oh
yeah, you know what? The turnoff for me is always, I'm not interested in watching a 15-year-old get undressed. At the end of the day,
exactly.
Like that is always gonna be like, nah, bro, nah. I don't know whatever the fuck this is, but no, we won't.
I think I made it pretty obvious. I don't know how to cook. I don't know the difference between oregano and thyme. They're both like little herbs. I don't fucking know. But anyways,
flavor is flavor. Flavor is flavor.
Right. Little rosemary on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
the next one is Free
Ren.
Yes.
Beyond Journey's End.
Everyone's on this.
Absolutely be watching this shit down. It's Madhouse. Yoasobi's doing the opening. It sounds amazing.
There you go.
It looks the trailer amazing. Like, I'm sorry, she's gonna come out swinging. I know she is.
And the trailer was given heavy To Your Eternity, and I love To Your Eternity.
Yeah, I feel like the vibe, or like the general synopsis, like she's going around and like learning of life from other people. It's like, what part of their life is she learning about? What are we doing? Because from the onset, it is very clear that like dealing with death is like one of the main themes, and that is like the main theme, at least for her in the beginning, because clearly it's something she's never like regularly processed, or she's never had people that she's cared about that weren't elves. So like the elves are all still alive, so you know they're chilling or whatever. But humans that she's cared about and how short they're like. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready. And it's coming this Friday. Like,
I'm excited.
Yes. Like I feel like they're going, and it's a fucking it's a 1 hour.
Madhouse. Oh yeah, it's a 1 hour.
It's
40 minutes?
3 episodes. Yeah,
I want to say
3
it's 90
episodes
something
premiere.
minutes.
Oh, I thought it was 2 episodes.
Oh,
it's 94 minutes. Yeah.
Gee, yo.
They're
Okay,
going in.
Madhouse.
It's
I see you.
Another Oshinoko.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Oh, I remember watching that first episode of Oshinoko. Oh my fucking god.
And I'm hoping this one gets me the same way.
Oh fuck.
If your favorite operating emotion is melancholy, this is your show. It's yours.
Cool.
Okay. So a resounding yes on that. Next, the Faraway Paladin, the Rust something. I don't where's the English? The Lord of the Rust Mountains. So Joe, I don't know if you watched this, but we watched this.
Yeah.
I watched it. I liked it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, yeah.
Y'all
we
didn't
watched
like
the first season. No, yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, we liked the first season. We liked,
It's
especially by the end where it kind of left us. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to see the rest of this.
Yeah. It was especially the beginning and what the mage father figure was giving. It was like, oh man, there's so much shit going on. And I liked how they slipped in the like isekai part like later. It wasn't basically blatantly obvious that it was an isekai. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that. Okay, so cool. We're all watching that. Dead Mount Death Play, second core.
I think I was the flag bearer for this, at least in the beginning of this season. It was a show that I felt wanted to do a lot of subversion of some really basic tropes. It is a reverse isekai, which in and of itself, you know, the track record on those is a little bit mixed. I like them a bit more as a framing for a show than an isekai. Well. Yeah. So I wound up only watching till about episode 7, or 8. Not because I found anything distasteful about the series, but I just had too much stuff going on. So this is a reminder that I probably should watch the rest, because I could have sworn when I was watching, I was like, I don't know if this gets a second core, because I don't see anybody really engaging with it at all. But they just kind of got to a point where there's actually kind of a power system. There were some good supporting characters finally that were creating moments in the show where I was like, oh yeah, no, feels like a more original idea than what it got to after maybe the episode 3. Because I thought, oh man, we're gonna do like detective story of the week thing with this guy. Like I'm not against that, but that's kind of the reason why I'm not a Bungo Stray Dogs person, even though everybody loves Bungo Stray Dogs. It's just that episodic nature of a show loses me sometimes. I can talk about shows that don't, but in that particular case I was worried, but it kind of got away from that into more, I would say, like supernatural action with at least a decent enough mystery underneath as we get the main character's his like story when he was in the other world spooled out. It gets a little more and more interesting, so I'm casually into it. Not totally sure, if anything's going to change about the production in the season, because in the first season there was they leaned a little bit on CGI. They had some good ideas. Yeah, it's just
it's Date Alive season 4. It's
But from the parts that are hand animated actually look pretty good. It's just, I wouldn't put this is not at the top of my list, but I am positive about it.
Jordan, did you watch it? I like it. See, you stopped before it opened up.
I thought it was open league. I was like, oh, it's open league.
Yeah. It opens up pretty big in the next few episodes from where you left off, and it's so interesting. By the time that it ends, there's so much more going on. You see a larger scale of abilities and a larger scale of the story and the depth and how the reverse isekai element comes into play. It's good. It's good.
I was a casual fan. I'm positive on it.
Okay. Next, you were experienced. I was not. Our dating story.
What are the odds? They would make you think. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
What are the odds they make you think Buddy's not experienced, homegirl's experienced. How often do we actually get a gyaru that isn't super innocent?
It's rare because the juxtaposition is always very attractive.
You think, like, oh, she's the gyaru. Oh, she's definitely been around the block. She might belong to the streets, but more often than not, no, she's actually super innocent and she's adorable. And I don't think that anybody's really that experienced. And if anyone's experienced, maybe it's him. I don't know. But I'm excited for it because I love me some romance.
I might give it a little twinkle tackle, but
this is the same studio that did Trapped in a Tome game as a mob character, so the writing or adapted writing might be pretty good here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Same studio that did
Mob Psycho?
Yeah.
Trapped in a dating sim? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like the studio. I thought they did pretty good.
Yes, I said
that was a good show.
I think our takeaway too is that like you don't need a big budget to make something work.
Yeah,
if you're smart.
I'm just not that big of a fan of like the trailer or the premise. I mean, I'll still check it out, but like my first interaction was, maybe, if people say check it out, I'll check it out. But okay, sure.
I only saw one other romance that I actually gave a shit about through this whole season, aside from this one. So.
Is it the 100 girlfriends who really, really,
Listen,
really,
I'm not
really,
saying
really love you?
I don't know.
Because that's up next.
But I'll be watching Dating Story.
With that one, 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really love you. It's another one where somebody is gonna have to like basically be like, it's actually good. You should watch it. I'm not really gonna pop out.
I think it's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be really funny.
Yeah.
I love comedy, so I'm always gonna lean more comedy when it comes to my romance. And I've seen the one. There's like I would say the most viral image of, not viral, but the most prominent, well-known image for this manga. There's a page that's literally him, and he's like happy or something. I don't really remember. And he's sandwiched between literally text bubbles, top to bottom, all text. All text, him talking about how much he loves someone or something. If you ever watch it, you could literally look up 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you, panel or something like that. Look that up. You'll see it. It's like the most prominent one.
I think I see.
Ridiculous.
Is it like it's jam packed? Like the text in the bubble is like compacted.
It's super tiny and it's on both sides of them.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's funny. I bet it's gonna be hilarious. I think it's gonna be cute. I'm excited for it. Admittedly, I watched all the girls trailers. I don't think anybody really stuck out to me too much, but I think that in time somebody will.
I think I'm looking for more like Horimiya dress up darling kind of stuff.
Well, I don't think we're getting that this season, so.
Yeah. But like I feel like I keep like chasing that in my shows where I'm looking for like a smaller, more focused cast that has like some maturity within them and like surrounding it. Not that it doesn't have to have any comedy, because both of those shows have comedy in them. Right. But like I'm looking for like actual like emotional intelligence being the centrifugal force, not just like, oh my god, pussy, vagina, dick, oh my god, I saw you naked, I saw your panties, oh my god, blah blah blah.
So the only thing I could say that this is not for me, but I can say that I appreciate is that if you note in the description of the show that the rule is that the main character has to reciprocate the feel, like in a convincing way, the feelings of all these women. What that actually in a backhanded kind of way does is promise the audience that, look, you're going to get a whole ton of genuine love confessions, which maybe all people ultimately care about. Like the comedy could be there, maybe there's a couple girl designs that stand out, but if like you get off on, you know, the cringy embarrassment and the earnest, heartfelt, emotional moment, then they've just promised it, that they've cut out everything else. It's like, you're just gonna get that. It's a whole show. So I'm
excited for it.
Yeah, I got no problem with it.
I think it's gonna be the romance of next season.
Okay.
It could be. If that works out, more power to
I
him.
don't think next season's romance is. I don't know. I don't know. This season's romances weren't. Last season was the fucking romance king, but anyways, we'll see.
Okay. Berserk of Gluttony.
So I think when we were doing our prep work for this, I mentioned to Jordan that of all the series that I saw that were basically optioned and were running this season, this was the one I was the most like confused about, because so I've read this manga, even though it was originally a light novel, and I remember reading it and thinking like, there's some stuff here, like it's not that you haven't seen before, but there wasn't enough meat, I guess, on like the first 20 or 30 chapters. I'm like, I don't know how or why this would ever be adapted.
I really like the trailer.
And then I went away. Yeah, and then I went away for a while and I saw this and I was like, oh, okay, they're actually doing it. What is it gonna be? And it seems like they've cut some of the fat off of it at least. So I wouldn't say like I'm super excited, because there weren't any moments that I really remember from the manga that felt like exceptionally interesting. Mm-hmm. But you know, if you want a kind of solo MC superpower series, this is kind of it.
I'm primarily interested in like, what is the power that he gets, and like, what's McCall like, is it like he has to consume souls?
It's exactly what you think it is. That's not a bad thing, by the way.
Okay.
It's not bad. What I had hoped when I was reading the manga is that what will also be in the very first episode, there's a character that's introduced that is kind of supposed to be his companion, not a girl. It's just his companion. And I was hoping that the interaction between them would be a lot more, I don't know, like spicier is the right way, but like just aggressive or have some power dynamic there. And then when I was reading the manga, that kind of went away. And I was like, oh, that would have been, because that's, you need something if you're just gonna have your main character out there mass murdering monsters and all kinds of other stuff. That's like something to bounce off of. And that was the one thing I felt was kind of missing. Normally, when I see like a light novel or a manga that gets picked up, it's like you could. The idea is that in one image you can communicate to the production committee, why the fuck should we make this? How are we going to make our money back? And like 9 times out of 10, it's either a really, really Ripley dude with a sword or a girl with big boobs. And ironically, this series basically has the sword, but the main character is kind of nothing, and there's not a lot of boobs. So I was like, I don't know why this is getting made, but it did. So I'll give it a shot. We'll see.
It's crazy to see that they literally stole a character out of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And
yeah, 100%. Yes.
Homegirl, yeah.
I mean, she's not. I don't think she's a fucking buffoon. So that might be the only difference.
I don't know. I think that this one's gonna be. I think it has potential to be peak 7 out of 10 anime.
It's a right answer right there.
And at worst,
a peak 7 is.
It could be like a 4. Like it really is in this
range.
It could
go either way.
Being not like being bad, and being mediocre. Like and being like no. I mean, for me, a 7's like no, that was good, but it's not like oh that was good. It's like that was good.
For me a 7 is like I wasn't offended by this and I will watch another episode, but like good it's harder because what I want is maybe not what's good for me, but what's good for the audience who this is made for. You know what I mean? Like whoever this is for, is it giving them what they want? And I don't know if the violence is
9 or a 10 at all times.
Right, but I don't know if like the violence is going to be pushed hard enough for that to be
violent,
or if it's like it's not a sexy series, so it's not can't really go there so much. And I don't know, the character interactions I don't think were there's nothing there. Like you said, it's a 7, but it's like I don't like it's like a 7 in all categories, not like a 2 here and an 11 over here, you know what I mean? Like Eminence of Shadow is kind of like an 11 in some places for certain audiences, and then for other audiences it's like a 2. I don't know what the fuck is going on. What is this? It's dumb, but it's serving heavily, you know?
Yeah.
So
I really don't have too many high hopes for this because it's done by ACGT, which literally animation computer graphics is in their acronym.
Ooh.
It's like, and then
this is the Freezing and Orient studio? I'm done.
That's what I was gonna say. And when you actually click on who it is.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
When you actually click on who it is, it's Orient. And that's like, well, this is not this is gonna be fucking bad.
Orient, it was abandoned very early.
I literally watched one episode of Orient, and I knew from the first episode, which is the episode that should have the best, because it's gotta hook you.
Yes.
I knew from the first episode it was gonna be shit. So, I don't have any hopes for this. I think that even though I said it's going to be between a 4 and a 7, really it's going to be a 5 to a 6. I don't have any, I don't think it's going to be that good. I'm going to watch it.
I don't think Orient ever should have gotten made. I'm sorry.
What they should have fucking finished animating Magi.
I know.
That's what I always hear.
What is their problem? Like,
hear that.
Bruh.
Hatred.
And the Kingdom of Magic, that was so good. All right, back to it. So, Rurouni Kenshin.
I watched a little bit of this reboot. It's okay. I think the original OP is pretty good. Animation is like hit or miss, which I'm surprised by in some places.
Really?
Wake me up when we're at the Shishio arc. And that's what I'm getting in. Okay, like that was my jam back in the day. This the stuff with like. I don't know. The first half of Kenshin, I could live without.
Yeah.
Give me Shishio.
That's my problem with this anime is like I was doing reactions for it, and like I don't think people really care too much for the reactions until like this really good arc comes around, and it just hasn't come around. And like I'm at the point where it's like I don't think I'm gonna do more of these on YouTube. Until maybe whatever the Shishio is. I don't know when that's supposed to come out.
You were not I assume you never watched.
Yeah, I never watched
it. You have probably seen.
I never even knew it as Rurouni Kenshin. When I was a kid, I knew
Samurai
about
X.
I knew about this guy, with the X, and I always thought it was called Samurai X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know the reason for that is because when it got localized, there were two different companies in America that had the rights. One had Genshin, the other had the distribution, but they couldn't use the name, so they renamed it Samurai X. And so I would say that like anybody who's like looking at this new series and like, I'm not so sure. There's a Genshin had an OVA that was produced by Madhouse, which was released in the US under Samurai X. Go watch that shit. It'll change you, man. That shit's fucking amazing. Amazing. It's literally the prequel to everything that happens in the anime. But it doesn't have
Shishio arc or whatever.
No, that's Shishio's arc is like towards the end of it's not exactly the end. It's like the second to last or whatever major arc that got animated originally. This is the prequel. How did the events that led Genshin to be the character that he was, and not like the cold-blooded assassin that you hear about all the time in the anime, but have like almost no introduction to it. Like it also looks completely different, by the way. It's like it's drawn in a much more realistic style. There's tons of blood, and also a lot of like artsy fartsy things that I like about quality films. Still a lot of like still moments, and no score, blood on the snow, all the things that are trappings of like a prestige movie. Go watch that shit. That shit is like, oh, that's how good this could be. Why do we have to wait through the first half of him fighting like random bandits, like an assassin? Oh, there's a guy from the government who kind of doesn't really want to kill him that bad. It's like, no. Either give me Shishio immediately or just go back and rewatch the Samurai X OVAs.
Yeah, they're definitely waiting on that nigga.
Yeah.
For sure.
I watch it, but I don't absolutely love it. I'm waiting for the good shit.
You should
move on.
Yeah.
All right.
We watched it because of Toonami. Well, I watched it because of Toonami.
It was on Toonami. I mean, it's not from back in the day. It wasn't bad, but.
Oh, okay.
So then we have Tokyo Revengers, another one that people were hot on, and then they were less hot on it. Now they're kind of sort of disappeared.
I let it go.
I like it.
I'm a big fan. I love the manga. I read that shit end to end, man.
I think that even though it's not like, I mean, it wasn't super popular for like me for reactions. Like something about it just brings a reaction out of me. Like I feel like even if it's not like a really popular thing for like reactions for me, it's still like somehow I just react. I personally think my reactions to it are really good because I don't know, man. Something about it. It's just like that shonen shit, and like
it'll pull the dog out of you. That's what it is.
Man, I like checking for it the way they were during the first season, like at all. I feel like during the first season, especially with reaction wise, yeah. I saw so much Tokyo Revenger shit on like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. And then the second season dropped, and I saw like nobody talking about.
Well, that's because by that time, it went sort of, I don't know about viral is the term, but it was very common knowledge that the end sucked. Yeah. And so people were like, you know what, I'm not going to even, if I know the end sucked, everybody that read it said the end sucked. It's a mid-ending. I'm not going to watch this shit anymore. And so I think a lot of people dropped it because of that. Or they went and read it and they were like, wow, this actually does suck. And then they stopped. Yeah. But I don't know. I already have like a basic idea of how it would end. I mean, it's a time travel thing. How do these things always end? It'll probably go that way, especially since it's a shonen. Shonen's more happy typically, so yeah.
I will not offer like a strong opinion about the ending because I was on neither end of that. It wasn't like I thought it sucked. I also didn't think it was like amazing, but it's a classic. The show, as it moves forward, starts to have this problem where all of the stuff that if you got into it that you were probably really excited about is all the things that happened in the past, all the characters in the past, their designs as teenagers, right? And then as things move forward, obviously the mystery is about what's happening in the present or the future, I guess. I don't know, depending on how you want to think about it. And that piece of the story has so much less vibrancy to it. It's not that it's not interesting. It's like, you know, the season 2, you're like, every time he flashes forward, like everybody's dead, everyone's like about to commit suicide, nobody's happy. The character designs are like, they're just adult mafia people who are, you know, not cool. Whereas you go in the past, you got these like flamboyant teenagers with like crazy hair, and they're like, you know, they're fucking demon smiles and all these outfits and the Bushozuka stuff, and like all that is really fun. And the story becomes more about the things that are maybe a lot less fun, more bleak, I would say, by a lot. So I think that may be the thing that got a lot of people tied up in the manga. That said, I like the part of the story where they're at right now, so I kind of want to watch this. So
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have fun. I don't know when I'm gonna come back to that. Let's see. Dark Gathering. You two have been watching it. Joe, you
I watched a little bit of it.
I'm caught up. It's creepy.
It is.
It's getting creepier too.
I mean, the end of what's it, episode 2? What was the one with the early episode where it was the phone booth? Was that 1 or 2?
That's episode 1, yeah.
Okay, so the end of that. If you got to the end of episode 1 and you see like the scene after everything is wrapped up of all like the scared.
That shit creepy too.
That shit, you're just like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, no, she's creepy. Everything's creepy. There's a lot of creepiness, and
yeah,
like it only
she is creepy herself.
And there's only
heroine, I think.
Eiko.
Yeah.
I don't think she's the main heroine, and she's the love interest. But everything's creepy in like episodes 9, 10, 8, 9 into 10. It's like they actually like basically say like, oh yeah, so all that was like the prologue. Now we're gonna move into the real shit. They've established like what the goals are, and then 11, 12 is their first step into like the goals of what they're trying to do. And they're taking on higher tier curses for X reason to do this, and then once they've done all this stuff, then they can finally essentially like challenge the boss. And I mean, for me, I don't do horror. So like very rarely am I like, oh, horror, yay. No, it's creepy for me. And I like it. Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's maybe one of the creepiest shows that I've watched.
Oh, okay. I wasn't against it. I thought it was interesting. I was like, okay, if it's a little less episodic, I'll probably be able to get into it. If it's like fully episodic, then I'm like totally Monster of the Week, and no.
It was Monster of the Week for a long time, and I think that even now it is Monster of the Week, but now it's like 2 to 3 episode arcs instead of being like literally every episode.
That's better.
Okay. Helk, which is another ongoing one going into the next season.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of this during this season. I don't know, Joe, if you watched.
I'll watch it. I'm caught up.
Okay, so I have just one question, because as someone who only watched the first couple episodes, does it get dark? Because there seemed to be like a subtext of a story that could be a dark one.
Oh, they've definitely. There have been a few things in the last few episodes that have kind of like hinted at like, wait, hold on, this is weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Going on here.
I got that vibe, but I just couldn't tell.
And then they didn't touch on it again.
Oh no! God damn it!
Yeah, they didn't touch on it again until more recently. Like, there's some elements, but the interesting shit that we all want, they haven't really got into. But I'd say that there's like a shift at a point, and then during that first area after the shift, there is one thing that's like, wait, this is weird. And
that's how I feel about this series. Like, there's stuff in there where it's just weird.
Going to be moving into more in the coming episodes. In the next like 6 episodes, I want to say, they're going to get into some of this like shit that's going to be like, oh, okay. Yo. And so like I'm waiting for that, but so far it's been like I don't know, 6, 7-ish to me.
That's what I mean. It felt like a very like a mid production of a story that could be kind of interesting. The comedy is like, it's all character work as far as I could tell, which is good.
It's funny. I like it.
Yeah, like the comedy is like all character work, and it's good for the most part. But I was like, if there's even a little bit of subversion or weird shit, I could be fully bought in. But I just couldn't tell.
It takes
that first episode, like, where were we going? And I had just other stuff to watch, so that's
fair. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's taken a long time to develop.
Okay.
Long time.
All right.
I like it though.
I don't know nothing about Kanajo Mo Kanajo. It reminds me of a hentai series that I've heard of before. Did you watch Jordan? So
I watched the first 2 episodes of the
first
season.
It sucks. It's fucking terrible.
I kind of got that vibe.
It's fucking terrible.
I wanted it to work. I was interested in it. But yeah, after the second episode, I was kind of just like,
They didn't even make the purple hair girl into anything at where they left off in the first season. And that's the one that I look at, I'm like, that would be my waifu right there.
All right.
But would it kill like one of these series to actually like, can we have like a protagonist who's actually interesting? Like, why would all these girls be into any of these guys? Like, give me one of those.
I would say that he's this very actually never mind. No, he's also trash. No, he's just one of those guys that's like high energy, like I love you. Like okay, like dial it back maybe a little bit, like openly honest, high energy, but he also sucks. No. Yeah,
I'm not even like, I'm not asking for like a Casanova or anything, but I mean like in real life, there are people, men and women, who are so charismatic and attractive or whatever it is, where actually it is true. Women will just throw themselves at these people.
There are men that are so charismatic that they get away with killing tons of women. And find out for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, can we, or vice versa? There are women who are so charismatic that it's just like presence alone justifies the amount of attention they get. But forever, a lot of these like harem style rom-coms, or at least the ones that are directly about dating, it is the hard line for me is that why would any of these people be interested in each other?
Why the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, I get what the guy might be interested in the girls.
Yes.
Girls, right? What the fuck possesses these girls to even be interested in Kazuya?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why?
I mean, I know that there some people are like, the nerdy trope, or like, that
that's not how it works.
Boom, boom, bam, bam.
No. But that's why Dress Up Darling was so good. The reason why Dress Up Darling as a romance worked.
He's bad.
It's not that whether they're good or bad. You're talking about a character who's deeply interested in something, and then you can build all sorts of relationships around people growing to respect and adore the level of passion that somebody has for something, if they're good at something. He's not like a super attractive person, or at least presented that way. He's not like necessarily a super charismatic, but he's earnest. Right? He's very emotionally open. He's open-minded, hardworking. These are all things that are presented as part of his characterization. And then as people enter into the story, they all learn about these characteristics. They're like, okay, I really like this person, friendly or otherwise. That all makes sense. For some reason, that activity, the work that you got to put in to make the rom-com part or the harem part fit, it always misses the actual main character, because unfortunately a lot of them are meant to be blank slates that are audience inserts, and so they can't actually have any real strong personality that makes any sense other than like, I talk too loud. It's like, oh, okay, great. Or I don't talk at all.
Exceedingly cringe. Like, I can't stop
I'm giga cringe. And I know.
And what I like about Gojo in My Dress Up Darling, he might have a cringe moment here or there.
Yeah.
But it's like 90% not cringe.
No.
And he's just a character you can like.
He's inexperienced.
I like him.
If you got to know that person, you'd probably be interested in knowing more about that person.
I would learn about these fucking Hina dolls.
Right. You'd be like, oh, wow, I know someone who's like super into this. Like, I have a friend who's like a woodworker. Now, I don't give a fuck about woodworking, but every time I'm hanging out with this guy, he's saying, oh yeah, I made like a Roman sword from a replica or whatever. And it's like, I use 3 kinds of wood. And I'm like, that's actually cool that you are that focused and into this and also a decent human being. So I get why you're married with 3 kids, right? You know what I mean? Like it makes sense to me. But for some reason, it's so hard to just take that extra step and be like, how about you give your main character a character that I'm rooting for that person?
No, because they have to be self-inserts.
It's because they're afraid of their own audience.
Spent way too much time
just
tangenting from this terrible series.
Yes, that's what happens.
So
thank you.
The Saint's magic power is omnipotent, season 2. I'll be watching. I enjoyed the first season.
Same.
Slice of life, chill. I really liked how they did the romance. Actually, really thought I loved it. I loved how she, like, the people in the castle were like, "Oh, we like you, girl," or like, "Oh, you're doing this for us." Oh, I loved it. So I will be watching it. I'll be watching it.
I'm not gonna do like reactions or anything for it. I am gonna watch it though. I watched the first season and I really liked it. I'm gonna watch the second. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Alrighty, the next one, the vexations of a shut-in vampire princess. So I watched the trailers in the opposite order. I watched them in the wrong order. So I watched the most recent trailer first, and the most recent one is where all the Sakuga got like displayed, where like niggas was like going crazy, and she was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and like they showed her like in the blood moon, like fighting, and that woman was like, "I've hated you since you were a child. I'm gonna bully your ass into fucking submission." Blah blah blah. Of course, the main character has like some bloodline power, but because she's a shut-in, she doesn't want to do anything. But
I think I watched the same trailer.
Yeah. So there's that trailer, but then there are trailers before it that give no inkling of like combat whatsoever. If anything, the trailers from before, they portrayed as a Yuri series. The maid, but like she and the maid, like it's like nonstop shots of like her half naked with like
I was about to say, this is when I first saw this, I thought it was a fetish series.
Yeah,
I was like, what is this?
The most recent trailer,
I saw the Sakuga and I was like, yo, wait, they got some,
and it wasn't just
they
her.
Throw down.
Yes,
this is kind of cool.
They were fucking fighting in that bitch, and I was like, wait a second, this is not what I got from, because I watched that trailer and I went to the other ones and I was like, this trailer is completely different from the like slappy happy like hikikomori like comedy thing. So I'm watching it because I want to see how far they go with like the action, like how integrated is the action into the series. I'm also interested in just like the hikikomori aspect of it, and you know, the comedic things, and you know, the Yuri undertones. I usually don't watch Yuri, so you know, if they lean into the Yuri, I'll be like, hey, this is something new. I usually don't check this shit out, so I might as well stick around. But it looks good to me. I will be watching that. That looks good.
There was some effort here. I appreciate the effort. I don't know if I'm like, again, I felt watching the first 2 trailers that this is it was like, if you're into Victorian stockings and maids, like this is kind of your thing. I don't know if like the story itself is strong or interesting enough that like me as a normie who doesn't give a fuck about that is gonna get much out of it. See, the 3rd trailer was very intriguing, where I was like, oh, there's some action, but I have a feeling that there's not that much. This feels like, you know, episode 11 content that is throwing in the preview, because but it could be something. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll see when it drops. I think that's coming out. Oh wait, no, that's not this week. There's something else. Oh, Ragnar Crimson is coming out this week too. Next, the Kingdoms of Ruin. I will be watching this.
Yeah, that should look hype.
It looks
I'm
revenge.
I'm hoping
story.
this is like a B plus. Come on, baby, roll those dice.
This should be like a good 8 out of 10. I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a B or B plus show. Ooh, I'm ready.
It's giving. It's giving like, it's not gonna compete like quality wise, overall production wise with everything else, but it's gonna be good. Like it's
I'm
like
hoping.
Science and magic. Like
I'm hoping.
You can do well. You can do really well with that. Unlike Mahoka. You can do really
well. You know, when I went to go check if like, you know, the studio had done anything, there's a fair number of like okay series, like of like just okay stuff, things that I probably wasn't watching, but some effort was put in. But then I realized,
wait, didn't you like Genius Prince?
I did, but they also did Looking at Tights. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think the Genius Prince was animated all that well. I don't know, man.
I'm just talking about like directorial and conceptual, like some interesting ideas that they've handled okay, but I don't know. I want this to be very good, so I'm not gonna talk myself.
I think this is gonna be way better than Berserk of Gluttony.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
exceptionally.
So much more. At least there's more going on initially, conceptually. That you're like, all right, we'll see.
This next one I don't care about. I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness.
That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh, it's so naughty.
Yeah, like the fact
I get another fetish series. I'm good.
Yeah, the fact that they have naughtiness in the whatchamacallit, in the name, I'm like, bye. Get out of here. Get out of my face.
Good.
I'm good.
We're good.
Wait, what is this? Oh yeah. A returner's magic should be special.
This should I need it to be good.
Love the trailer. I need it to be good. Manhwa. Give me more manhwa. Let's go.
It's not done. The series isn't done yet, but I'm up to date. It's like chapter 200 something. Bruh. It needs to be good.
I want it. I really like the PV. I like the PV. When I first saw it, I was kind of just like, is this gonna be another like blah 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 like isekai blah blah, but it's a returner story. But also just even based off of what they were doing in that first fight, I was like, okay.
It's a good one. This is what I'm saying is not a problem, but it's more like it's just what it is. In this series, there are a lot of amazing fuck you moments, but they are not until the back half. So that's the thing is that like I don't want with it. If people get into it and it looks like it's a pretty decent production, then I think you'll just get a good story with a lot of action. And this season will cover the period of time when the main character is not like a fucking house of fire, right? It's when he's still getting his shit together. So it's a little more cerebral than later on. But if you were someone who read the manhwa, you'll notice that some of the look has been adapted for anime because it has a very distinctive drawn look with like the characters have a lot, I guess you could say like thicker outlines where things are much more defined. And this, when I watched the preview, I'm like, oh, this looks good. It does also have like it's kind of been like normalized to like anime design rather than like manhwa design. But that is what it is.
Yeah.
So. It's kind of giving me.
No.
I mean, we'll see. Like, maybe people can convince me to watch it, but I just like it. I just feel
it does
like
give generic on first look.
That was my only kind of
generic. Like, I don't care. But maybe something will change. Maybe
like if you
like,
ever go look up the actual like manhwa and read it, you will immediately see why it was so popular from like a design point of view. Like any one of these like the frames that they put together, like it looks good.
How many
and
chapters
distinctive. It's a lot. It's over 250.
How many chapters does Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint have?
160 something.
When can we get that? That's what I want.
I mean, they got to get through solo leveling first.
It's the same guy, isn't it?
Same guy.
Yeah.
And solo leveling is a bigger series, so they got to do that one first.
They're not about to just detract.
But no, Returner's Magic is like, and the cliches are
what do you
what
mean
they
gotta
are.
Get through solo leveling first?
Well, it's already solo leveling got optioned by who got it? The same people who did what's the studio? It's coming next year, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's coming next year.
So they're probably not gonna do 2 series from the same author in the same year if they're not both finished. And Omniscient isn't finished. Probably.
Like Omniscient might do like the back-to-back thing where like they might announce Omniscient and then they might trade seasons. So like
I would love that.
One season, one the next season, one season, blah blah blah.
I'll be satisfied with Tower of God. All right.
I mean, listen,
oh my God, we can get into a whole episode.
I'm waiting for Player personally. That needs to happen. That feels like such a win.
See that? Oh, but what studio?
It would have to be somebody who could do
Bones.
like funky designs. Like,
Bones.
yeah, it could be Bones. It could be, I could see Madhouse doing it. I could see like
because Player is very like,
it's cartoony.
Yeah.
It's got these
Trigger.
cartoony proportions.
Trigger's
Trigger. Oh my God.
Yes, Trigger could do Player.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, they would be
Holy
the perfect
shit.
studio for Player. That design.
Bruh.
Yes.
Bruh.
Oh wow. Ooh, something that fits a Trigger design? That sounds kind of cool.
It's
it's
like
go read
I've never
Player.
seen-
Oh
yeah.
man.
Player is so
That's a
good.
thing.
Player is like
Fun shonen, good time. Fun.
so good.
So pleased with that.
It'll get there. We'll see. Okay, we'll talk about that another time.
Okay, well,
Ragna Crimson. This one, I another manga. I read the manga a while ago. Again, surprised that it was popular enough to get anime adaptation, let alone a 1 hour premiere. It is certainly, I think, a better vessel for action than Berserker of Gluttony. The whole premise is basically like the main character. It's kind of, I guess in a way, it's kind of like Goblin Slayer, where instead of goblins, he's obsessed with killing its dragons. But it's in a world that's like taken over by dragons. Technically, there is some returner aspect to this story as well, but it's handled in a very, very different way. Okay. There are the main character kind of has
I saw that in the trailer.
Kind of has like a shadow that's with him, where that's the dynamic is him bouncing off of that other character who you find out more about as the time goes on. I think that's a more that to me feels like classic action shonen.
I was gonna say trailer was battle shonen.
Yeah, it's 100%. And it's definitely a rule of cool, I'ma scream away all of my problems, like hyper violence sort of vibe for the whole series. Now there's a female supporting character who at least in the manga I felt got underserved a bit. Like, you don't get a lot of her early on when it would matter, and then as the main character kind of power boosts his way into the stratosphere, that aspect of the story seemed to fall away a little bit. But as far as like panels that you could look at and want to see animated, there's a ton of them in the manga. There's a lot. So I'm like crossing my fingers that this one lives up at least to the hyper-violence side. And if the story is kind of backdoored, it's fine. I will say that there are a lot of really fun villains that get absolutely annihilated. Like, disrespected. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Silver Link, so it should be like a really good 8 episodes, and then at the end of next year we can get the rest of it because of the delays that'll definitely happen.
Exactly. It's very ambitious to see 24 I mean, note that it got a 24 episode buy.
I did, yeah. I mean, it sounds cool, but let me see you actually do it, Silver Link. Let's see it happen.
Wow.
It looked cool. I'm excited for it.
Pray for it. Undead Unluck. So have you read the manga, Joe?
I read the first chapter, maybe 2. First chapter is gonna be a make or break for a lot of people.
I agree.
It's
okay.
Whoa. I can't believe this motherfucker just
essayed the main character immediately.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But, people say that it is fucking awesome. So I guess it's something that happens over time. As we get further on. I imagine chapter I don't know, 12, 15-ish is when it gets whoa. Or maybe even earlier. I don't know. I
don't know either.
Definitely 1 chapter, maybe 2. But after the first, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But
I had a very similar
it.
reaction. So this was back, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, was looking at a lot of the new Shonen Jump crop. They're 20 series that they launched that year when it was they lost everything, so they were just shooting shit at the wall. And I remember a lot of buzz around Undead Unluck, and then I read the first chapter, and I had the exact same feeling. It wasn't disgust that it happened. It was well, this is a throwback to a style of characterization that is from 15 years ago. That you just open with that, and allegedly it's still continue, because the joke, for those who are not familiar, is that the what is her name, Fuko,
the girl,
she Yeah, she has unluck. So just think bad luck, right? Back in the day, there used to be this whole common thing within anime and manga of like, oh, if you're a young woman, things around like exposing yourself or getting accidentally groped were joked away as someone being very unlucky. There have been plenty of characters in manga that or anime will say, oh, she's so unlucky, and it's like, it's unluck means, oh, my boobs popped out, or oh, like it's like that's supposed to be funny. Stopped being funny for me a long time ago. I think culturally it stopped being funny for a lot of people too. So that's why like leading with that in the
Not
opening
in Japan,
is,
though.
Yeah, not Japan, but I'm saying outside the country.
Holy shit, that person's naked? This is hilarious.
Oh my god, a woman's been shamed. It's like, all right, I don't know. But the energy in those first couple chapters is like a 10 out of 10 because everybody is so over the top and insane that when I saw the preview, I'm like, okay, this could be baller. David Productions have strong history now.
That alone
we're not in the day of like picture
out.
show JoJo season 1. Like they've done some good shit.
Ooh,
so
yes.
it's getting the prestige treatment.
So they'll probably definitely
Jump.
like strip her down pretty well.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna see a lot of stuff.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I think it'll be good.
only heard good things about like as it goes forward, so we'll see all that shit happen. And I don't even think the first episode is gonna be that bad. I mean, like it's gonna be like what the fuck. But I think that I've heard that it moves past that eventually.
Okay.
All right.
What's after that?
My Daughter Left the Nest and Return an S Rank Adventurer.
Yeah,
Meh.
that is.
I don't care. I don't even know if
I.
I watched the trailer. I don't care.
Yeah,
I saw a little bit of it. Dad anime in a generic fantasy world. Not for me.
It might be.
And I like
for
dad
a
animes, but that's
very
not it.
specific audience. I don't think it's for the general. The general
Nah.
pop. The Apothecary Diaries, though, I will be there.
Uh-oh.
That looks so good. The premise,
Visually,
the
as
premise.
well.
Yeah, that I'm there. Gorgeous fucking PVs. Gorgeous PVs. The premise sounds compelling and interesting. It's gonna get whatchamacallit? It's the first 3 episodes are airing back to back. So like it's an hour and a half premiere. Like I'm there.
A lot of lip licking in those previews, so I was like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait, but there's poison. This is poisoned. Haha. Whatever. Anyway, the PV though, like the way that we're gonna be getting stuff from like her childhood and into adulthood, bring it on. But also, it's like a mystery-esque kind of show, which I'm interested in. It. I'm interested in, I watch like Moriarty and things of that nature, so I don't mind like the mystery format as long as there's like a compelling formula behind it. And with this one, with like, it being about like pharmaceuticals, herbology, things of that nature, I really don't know another show that's like focused on that. I know that medicine and all that kind of stuff has been main things for like supporting characters with a lot of shows, but usually never like the main character doing it, unless you want to talk about like Redo of Healer, which is...
All right, I want to list off a couple of titles for you, okay? Let me know what you think about these, okay? So Dangers in My Heart, Oshinoko, Undead Unluck, which is coming, Spy Family, My Senpai is Annoying, don't know if you guys like that, but Life Lessons with Urumichi Onisan, Kaguya-sama, Tomo-chan is a Girl, Wotakoi, My Hero Academia,
Wotakoi,
and I don't know if you read Kaiju number 8.
I do.
But then finally, Apothecary Diaries. All of these series have won the Next Manga Award for either print or web. Apothecary Diaries won the same year as Spy Family.
Ooh.
So just knowing it's won this award with all of those series that I just mentioned, who I don't think a single one of those is bad. I loved all of those.
Yeah. I wanted the season of Walter.
I just know.
Oh.
Yeah, all that stuff. I like all of those series, and I'm excited for this. This is so after this, we will have gotten like most of the ones we'll be caught up to, except for Kaiju 8, which we're getting next year. And then after that is some other series like that I'm excited for eventually. But this is the last one of like back then, and I'm just I don't know. It was 2019 is when it won. I'm excited knowing it won that same award as all these other series.
I think Kevin Penkin is doing the music too.
For this?
Now you have my attention.
I think he is. Is this what he was announced on? Let me make sure. Hold on.
That's wild. If we find out that that's true.
Yep, he's doing the music.
Holy
Kevin Penkin.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember that announcement. Yeah.
Maybe I'm in on this.
We are in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in on this one.
I knew it was important because I had mixed it up. I thought he was doing the music for Freyren. And I was like, why do I think he's doing it? And I was like, what is he doing the music for? And it was this.
Yes. Visually, the art, I think it looks great. It's Toho combined with OLM, who admittedly OLM, like some of their like really great animations.
Oh, did they call me?
Yeah, but some of their great animations in Komi and Summertime Rendering were done by the people over at Bug Life or whatever, the studio that does
they did Odd Taxi. They can do no problems.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I think it looks good. I think that it kind of gives me like low key. I don't think it's like an isekai, but it gives me like a sentence of a bookworm in terms of like it being very like chill, but also like intriguing.
Yes. Oh, and then I love a sentence of a bookworm. Yes.
I love a sentence of a bookworm. And then, but also this mystery element. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. I cannot wait.
Yeah, if it gives the same or similar vibes as a sentence of a bookworm, I'm gonna fucking love it because that show was so like. The build was so good. It was so consistent and good, but not like overhyping anything. Like the world building, everything was great.
All world building.
Yeah, world building, and they don't drop the ball, not once. It was so good. All right, well then, Kevin Penkin, he doing the music, so people definitely gonna show up. People gonna show up.
So let's see if we can speed through a few of these coming up. We got Ancient Magus. Yeah, we have Ancient Magus Bride.
We all watched that.
No, I don't.
I love Ancient Magus Bride, so I'm excited for more.
I watched the first season up to episode 13, so I need to.
All right, we have VR MMO, which I'm out.
Nope.
Peace to that one. Akiyaku. I mean, maybe in another world if I was super interested in yet another trapped in a villainess, trapped in a romance
I'm done
level.
With villainous Otome stuff. People are telling me I need to watch it. It's good. But I'm just
but they say that about every one of them, and they're not like they're not wrong. It's just I've seen it.
I don't care.
Yeah. Tear Moon.
Nope.
I don't think it looked terrible, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Yep.
It's Silver Oh my God. Yes, let's get to it.
I gotta say, C2C, I love the studio. I think that they do great work. They did the first season of I already forgot what it's called. Damn. Buddy with the bow, and it's getting a new season from
the bow
JC staff. I don't remember what it's called, but it aired summer 2 years. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Tsukimichi, yeah.
And then they did fucking Handyman Saitou. C2C phenomenal studio.
So what we're talking about is Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier. Now I said I'm out on VR MMO, but I'm not out on this VR MMO.
That 4-minute trailer. Amazing.
I'm in on this one.
I don't know if I watched a 4-minute trailer, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't because I'm already in on it. So
there's a 4-minute trailer. And I'm like, bruh. Oh my God. I'm ready. Also, whatchamacallit? Dad Needs to Talk. He was telling us about that one. He was on.
Yes.
And I've just been like, I don't know when that shit coming out, but I'm gonna watch it because he was just like going crazy because he's read it. He was going crazy on it. He was like, yo, this is good. This is gonna be like the next like heavyweight, blah blah blah. It's gonna be I will be there. I will be there.
Yep, I'm 100% in. I don't even need to say anything about this. I saw that. I saw that the opening shit. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. What's next?
Toilet Bound. Oh, After School.
Nope. Done with the Toilet Ghosts.
It's like a little short thing.
Oh well, it's a no anyways.
Bonken, this is not for me.
I will be watching.
A guard dog, I'm good. They literally, the trailer says the most popular age gap. Like once he said that, I'm good. That's all we need. No,
I'll be watching.
If you market that, I'm good.
Yo, they knew their audience. They were just like, bro.
Their audience. To be honest, the shoujo style of it, I'm like, why does this look so like accurate? Like, fuck, like it looks just like the classic shoujo. So I'm just like, I gotta check this out. I just gotta see it. It looks so good.
We're good. Doka Kobo, I'm also out on, but I'm out because I think I watched like one trailer. I don't know which one it was. Might have been the second one because I only saw one. And then the first 15 seconds, the main character gets hit with a pair of boobs. Like it's a girl. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
I feel like that might be a random one where it could be nothing or it could be a breakout comedy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not. I don't got time like that, bro.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah. I'm good. If it really like gets a lot of hype, then maybe I'll check it out. But right now, I'm not interested.
Yeah, Kamo no Hashi, it just felt to me like it's a police procedural with hot guys.
I will be watching.
Also, it's kind of dumb.
I will be watching because of Katakyo and Reborn. I just love the character designs. I will be watching.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to continue to watch, but I'm definitely going to be like, I miss you. I miss them. And
now, like Knights of the Apocalypse, I am probably going to watch. I enjoyed the 7 Deadly Sins manga.
The new PV that came out like a few days ago was good.
Right, but I didn't read the Knights of the Apocalypse, and all the people I know who did really, really, really like it. Like they really like it.
I've been off this shit. Once they got that shitty season,
yeah, that killed it for a lot of people.
You
now,
read the manga. I read the manga to finish it out because it was so bad. So bad. The last few seasons, I was like, I can't watch this shit, man.
It's kind of crazy too because how many movies did 7 Deadly Sins get? Was it 2 or 3? I don't remember.
Ooh, I don't remember either.
It was either 2 or 3, but I watched at least 2, and they were good. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is a series that we'll get.
Original movies.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, they're getting like good production, and then I see the season 2. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Season 1 was so good. It was so good. I was so excited for it to
Season 2 was also good. It was season 3, I think, is when it got to shit.
You know what? Yeah. Actually, 7 Deadly Sins, it was one of the only anime in recent history outside of Tower of God where after the first season, I was like, I have to know what's going on. And I immediately went and read the manga. But then that second season, like I didn't watch
second or third, whatever it was, the shit season.
Yeah. I didn't watch the second season because I already knew what happened in the manga. So I was like, whatever, I'll come back. Then the third season came out, and that was when I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And people were mad.
Bro, when they were power scaling Escanor, I was ready for it.
Supposed to fight Escanor, and I was like, that sounds dope. And then it was fucking...
It was so...
And then it sucked. And you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Looking at the manga panels for that and comparing it to the anime, it's like, y'all, what the...
It's stressful.
Did people quit in droves?
It's stressful, man.
No, I think what happened is they switched from studio to a new studio, and then that new studio was like, yo, can we just outsource this whole thing to another studio? And then maybe that outsourced studio was like, yo, we don't really have the time. We're going to outsource it to another studio.
Oh,
and so I think it was just super outsourced and just like, yeah.
Bottom line is that shit sucked, but this show looks good. It does look good. It's got the feeling back, got the music.
I'm off it.
And I don't know the story ahead of time, so I'm ready to be surprised.
Yeah.
So I'll probably give it a shot.
All I know is who the villain is, and they're making it very obvious. So that's good, which means it's probably not him.
Right. Okay, we could get through a couple more. Okay. Telepath.
Nope.
Okay. What this
Pig Isekai? I'm not watching it.
The story of a man turned into a pig. Nope.
Yeah, I'm good. So I'm so good.
Under
Ninja. How do we even describe this?
I don't know. but it was so
goofy and
yes,
weird, and
it's
so excited.
so weird. Yeah,
it's so different from everything else that it's like, oh, I need to go. Well, I need to see what's going on over here.
And it's crazy because it's from Tezuka Productions. I think that's the studio that just did last season. They did the God, what's the one where the guy kills the daughter's boyfriend?
Oh, My Home Hero.
That one. I think they did that thing, and that was animated terribly.
Yeah, but they also did Dororo, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, they did do Dororo. Yeah.
They did Dororo with Mappa.
True.
Not the same thing.
That's fair.
Oh,
that's fair.
yeah, you know what? I was about to say Sakamichi no Apollon, but they did that with Mappa also.
But historically, they have had a fair number of really good series come through them. I mean, that's an old ass fucking studio.
Blackjack.
Like
Jesus.
We're talking about like the from the basement of anime all the way to today. Like a lot of, but they also did fucking the Demon Lord shit. Mao.
Oh, the second season? Yeah. I gotta go back and finish that second season.
My experience with Under Ninja, the trailers, was like I read the description, I'm like, this seems weird as shit, but I'm into it. Then I watched the first 20 minutes where they had like it was like a very generic like underground CGI fight scene, looked cheap, had the usual like, you know, cost saving models. It wasn't like animated very well, and I'm like, oh no, and I'm out. And then like in the next like 30 seconds, you get to see all the fucking crazy weird shit that's in this. I'm like, I'm all the way back in, baby, Under Ninja to the moon. So I think I'm
Homegirl
very
with
happy.
The mask and like the gun, like doing like that shit.
There was actually some decent looking action. There was some decent looking directing. There's comedy here. Like even the idea of like the name of the organization is Nin, and if you know anything about like jokey tropes that are old in Japanese, that ninjas go Nin 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 is like an old joke, and so like that's funny. The UN is under ninja. It's like okay, I see. There's probably some social commentary here. There's probably gonna be a lot of comedy, like visual gags that happen. So and then the action could actually be good. So yeah, sign me up.
Okay. Shy. No for me.
I'm going to give it an episode or two.
Really?
Because
I'm watching 8-Bit.
Yeah, well that, and also like it's very clearly My Hero Academia inspired, like very clearly. But it also looks like there's some edge to it, and that, you know, aside from the different designs of the girl superheroes, that maybe there's actually something to this series. So I want to give it a fair shot. And it actually doesn't look bad at all. Like,
I think it's Komi meets My Hero. And I think the main girl, low-key, I think she got fire powers. And fire powers are sick. So
yeah,
I think it's going to
cool.
slap. It's 8-Bit. They do Slime. They did Blue Lock. They do... Cool. Oh, you would love it. So they also do this this anime is called Irregular at Magic High School.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
You can go fuck yourself.
How many times are you gonna do this?
Fuck you.
No, but no, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, for anything irregular, at least like it is animated pretty good.
Fuck. All right.
So yeah, no, I'm excited. This should be good.
I'll give it the episode. Jesus Christ. All right.
I shall survive using potions. No.
Nah.
I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. I mean, there's a couple of things.
Yeah, the only other one on this list for me is MF Ghost, I think.
Oh, I
and
have
maybe
two
Kami
more on the list
Arabi.
then. Yeah.
And maybe Kami Arabi.
I have
like
two
those
more on the list.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
well
got Arc
then.
Knights, right?
No, oh my god. The
What?
Should I?
I thought that's a gotcha. Wow.
Should
I
I?
don't play Arc Knights. I don't care about them hoes.
Damn.
But if they made a Nikkei anime, bro.
Oh my god, you know how much money? No, okay. So
my god.
Just to get into the Nikkei, because there's actually like a lot of gacha discourse going on. I'm gonna make this like 3 minutes. So one of the biggest things that a lot of gacha players don't like about Genshin Impact is because of how wide the appeal of Genshin Impact is, that it brought a lot of people in that do not regularly play gacha games. So when the first anniversary of Genshin Impact came around, they gave us next to nothing. They actually were going to give us nothing. And then all of the gacha players were like, bitch, it's the first anniversary. You're supposed to give us free shit. All the people who weren't used to playing gachas and played Genshin as though it was like a one-time, like, for like game. We're like, oh my god, you guys are so mean. We should be thankful that the developers gave us this game. Blah 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 blah.
To the developers.
Oh fuck that shit.
We were like, bitch, this is gotcha. You give us shit, so we give you money, and you're supposed to give us free shit so that we feel comfortable giving you more money.
And they were like, fuck you.
And they were fuck you. So now what's happening is between Genshin and Nikkei is that Genshin announced the year for the 4th year anniversary shit, and it's bad. And Nikkei's half-year anniversary, like the whole...
What's Nikkei?
It's a gacha shooter, sort of autoplay game.
And booty with guns.
But yeah, okay, I was bearing the lead. God damn.
Hold on. How do I spell it?
Nikkei.
Is this
Nikkei,
the one with
Goddess
the
of Victory.
Boba?
Yeah.
Bouncy boba with the guns?
Yep. Boobs. And the thing is, but like,
from behind.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah. You play the entire game looking up their assholes, man.
Okay.
Listen, I'm honestly, I don't know how they're still in the iOS store, but okay. But yeah, so basically what's going on is the people who play Nikkei are like extreme.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one. I remember this. I saw a trailer for it. I remember.
No, they were trying to get people to play that
from behind with the
Yep.
I remember that.
Come on, bro.
Right there.
Come on.
I remember.
So apparently Nikkei's half-year anniversary was like amazing, and so people were like really, really, really happy with the rewards that they gave out and all kind of shit like that.
Sick.
So yes, if Nikkei did an anime, them niggas would show up. Like they will absolutely.
Oh my! I can't even imagine what it would be about. Like what? What is there a story?
It would literally just basically be like, I want to see my favorite character animated, like, and I want to see the physics. Like
Boy!
Beyond looking from behind, I want to see.
That's
them, of course.
true.
With Arknights is good. I know a lot of people who like Arknights, but I just don't like Arknights play because it's chibi. It's like chibi character format, things like that. If it actually had like the full silhouette, like how the characters would look in the anime, then I would play the game. But I just don't like chibi action gameplay and gotcha. So yeah, I won't be watching it, but there's probably going to be a lot of like Sakagoboru shit coming from it. So it's a 8 episodes. I thought it was like a one star.
They do short ones.
Oh, they're short. Okay. I guess
the first one was short too. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, there was something before it. Yeah. I guess the other one that I would be watching, because all this other stuff here I just do not care about. Kami Irabi. I am interested in that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm interested.
We'll see though.
The key visual looks interesting to me, but I don't know if it's. I didn't watch the trailer for it.
Oh, I like the trailer was. I would say the stuff at the latter half of the trailer was way more interesting to me. As far as like when they were in the game fighting each other, I was like, okay, this is definitely like CG'd out, but it actually looks good. At least for
some parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch the trailer for this. I capped. Yeah, no, it's heavy CG.
Yeah.
It's not orange. I'm good.
It's not orange. Fair. That's fair. Other than that, I mean, like, I'll probably ultimately end up watching both of the FLCL seasons. I know they're airing now, so it's kind of like, okay.
I never watched it in my life.
I mean, I'll get to it. It's just not very high up on my list. And I'm pretty sure that's it for me. There's nothing else.
The only other thing I have is really my new boss is Goofy. That's it.
Maybe, yeah, it's like a short. So yeah, we did it. We piled through at least what we're probably going to be watching. If you guys watching or listening have something that you're totally into that we either blew off or it's not on our radar, let us
Pluto comes out at the end of October.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll be watching that.
That's cool.
Scott Pilgrim comes out in November.
What? Something's coming out in November?
Yeah, it's a Netflix batch drop. Scott Pilgrim. They're like it's an actual cartoon for Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and they got all the original like actors to voice.
Yeah, we'll have to do a special thing about some of the Netflix stuff because we do that periodically, like once a year or twice a year. We just look at Netflix.
Oh my god, some other thing, Good Night World. That looks cool too.
Mm-hmm.
But Pluto, I'm super excited for. Urasawa. We haven't gotten anything Urasawa since Monster, so.
Can we talk about one other thing that definitely sucks and I won't watch it, but when Jordan and I were running down the list, we both had the same reaction. Fucking Paradox Live. Who asked for this?
Oh my god.
Who asked for this?
The women. The
club,
women,
like sci-fi
girls.
club battle rap. Like,
I don't actually know who. is this a game? It's a media mix project. That's why.
This shit sucks, man.
So there's gonna be a game
or
something. Did you know the whatchamacallit? The 9, what the fuck was that anime? It was for the Danganronpa designer. The 9, Tribe 9.
Yeah, the bad baseball one.
Yeah, the game is finally coming out.
They fucked that up.
It's been
everything
years.
About that.
When did that premiere? It's been like 2 or 3 years, hasn't it?
No, I thought it was last year.
I think started last year.
Tribe 9?
I think it was last year.
Winter last year.
That shit was ass, bro. I'm a fisherman, so I hit the ball like I'm snaring a fish. It's like, we could do better than this. Like, it was an interesting visual.
They tried to do there was something in the first episode, but I was just like, I'm not coming back. Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing that I'll be watching that probably like a whole bunch of other people will not be watching, but it's the Pretty Cure, whatchamacallit. So they're having like a special aimed for the grown-up fans. So because it's like the 20-year anniversary for Pretty Cure. So they know there's a lot of like older niggas watching the shit, just like judging it, just as like older niggas watch the current Pokemon and it's like, what the fuck is this? So but yeah, it's basically a Pretty Cure series aimed at adults, and it's like going through like, you know, the girls' adult lives and like, you know, what has happened with them and their powers, and, you know, is the world actually okay? And things of that nature. So I it's the first time that they've done something like this. So I'm actually really, as opposed to like the Do-Re-Mi girls, because I know they did the Do-Re-Mi future thing with the Do-Re-Mi girls, which is huge in and of itself. So very interested to see where this is gonna go. Y'all will probably hear me talk about this like once ever again in the podcast. It was something I was not expecting, but they are going all out for the Pretty Cure 20th anniversary. So this is just one more thing.
Yeah, so that I think is about it. I don't know. I think my high level takeaway is that there's a lot more meat on the bones, I think, this season, especially given that the tent poles are there with Jujutsu Kaisen, and yes, I know, even Attack on Titan. Like, this is big stuff for the normies to get super excited about, but I'm actually way more interested in a lot of that undercard stuff, a lot of that those things that either they could be a 4 or they could be an 8. You know, like I want to be surprised positively this season. So we'll see what shakes out. But I'm actually happier this fall than I was last season or even season before that.
I will say about the summer season though that there were a lot of things that I was not expecting to even pay attention to that people are loving. So there's so much homework from this year.
True. Yeah, I gotta catch up on
Licorice Recoil. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is one. That's one that like I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get around to watching this. You know, 6 months later, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh, kind of fucked that up.
Alrighty, well then let's go ahead and wrap this up. If you have not already, you can watch the podcast on Spotify and YouTube. So either or, you can follow us on Twitter at anime_savants. You can also catch us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and your podcast streaming platform of choice. And let's go ahead and get into it. Joe, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me YouTube, Freshest Anime. I mostly do reactions, and it's mostly to seasonal stuff.
And if you haven't subscribed to him, he's almost at 50K, so you should.
And I'm gonna shave my
head. Oh, okay, all right.
You're gonna shave your head at 50K?
Yeah, I'm gonna be bald.
Oh, damn.
He is 1,400 away from 50K, or that's what YouTube is showing me. So go follow him on YouTube and everywhere else, but especially YouTube. Let him get 50K.
Yeah, if you like reactions, subscribe, check it out, and good anime. I'm excited.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at Neural Handshake. Just arguing with people about things that don't matter. So
wrestling.
Yeah, a lot of wrestling discourse, but also now that the new seasons of certain things are coming, I can already tell my time will be spent on the front lines. That said, we're keeping it peaceful. This is a good season, guys. Hopefully, it's a good one. So let's all be nice and positive until the next Mahoka.
Oh my god. Listen, I just want Tower of God season 2. Listen, I'm just I just want Tower of God
so
season
bad.
2. Let's just, I need to know how we're going to get into like the, okay. All right. Whatever.
Yep, we're good.
That could be another episode. All right. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Peace out.